There are the odds from DraftKings Sportsbook, the order of finish in the NFC West. The 49ers have been the wire-to-wire favorites, even though they didn't make the playoffs last year. The Rams made it to the final 8. They gave the Eagles everything they could handle. It feels like the Rams are in the Super Bowl window. It feels like the 49ers aren't, although I think they are. I've been influenced by these odds. All right, so let's try to do it. They look fairly packed together there, top to bottom.
Much.
Who finishes fourth in the NFC West? And I know it comes down to two teams. Which one are you going to put there? Which fan base are you going to piss off at a time when everyone is happy? Why do you make us do this, control room? Everybody feels like the glass is half full, and we have to peg the fourth-place team in a division. Oh, well, is it the Cardinals or the Seahawks?
I'm going to go with the Seahawks here. I am. It's a tough one. It is a tightly packed division, right? I mean, I think the Rams are the best team. They're going to be my one. But the other three, man, I mean, do I think there's a path still, even though I'm going to pick them to be fourth right now, the Seahawks to be a playoff football team? Yeah, I do. But that's why I'm going to pick them fourth, because I got to see a few things. Got to see Sam Darnold in his new spot. Want to see how these receivers are doing. It's a whole different group of guys. Jackson Smith and Jigba's the only guy there that's left over. It's Cooper Kupp. It's Valdez Scantling. The defense is awesome. It's a new offensive coordinator with Kubiak. So that's where I guess there's just some – I'd like to see a little bit more evidence before I rank them any higher as of right now. Their defense is going to be real, and that's what scares me about putting them four. But I got too many other questions. Their O-line, can they get a hole from Kenneth Walker, the things we've talked about that, yeah, I'm going to put them for fourth right now, Mike.
By the way, I was joking, control room, but that joke did not stop someone from typing this into the document we share. You just shit on the Browns for 10 minutes, and you tell us we're the bad guy. In my defense, yeah. I was going for a pretzel. All right. I'll go with,
Thank you.
Go with. Sorry, Cardinals. I know there's this weird, and I remember, God, I've been doing this a long time. There was a period of time, 2005, 2006, 2007, it became trendy to pick the Cardinals to get to the playoffs. Like, they're going to break, they're going to do it this year. Like, I can't, as you said, there's a path for every team in the division. And in theory, all four teams from the same division could make the playoffs, but somebody still has to finish fourth place. Yeah. Just like the Raiders. The Raiders are better. Somebody's got to finish fourth place in that murderer's row with the Broncos, Chargers, and Chiefs. So it's down to the Cardinals or the Seahawks. And I just, all things considered, overall functionality of the organization, track record, etc., I'm going to put the Cardinals in fourth place. There's too much that they still have to prove to me. They've yet to prove it to me. I know they've had some moments. They're not pushovers. They're not losing every game. They're not 3-14. They got to prove something to me before I'll put them ahead of the Seahawks at the projected finish for this season.
Yeah, and I hear you there. I understand all those questions. I get it. You know, Arizona's a little bit of an unknown. And that's where it's a big year for them, right? It really is. This is the third year of the regime here. And that's when owners and we all expect results. So there is a little bit of like, yeah, the hot poker's there right behind them. Like, hey, guys, we need to see something this year. Now, last year, like you said, it was 8-9. They challenged a little bit. You know, that's what's crazy is they were 2 games better than the 49ers, and the 49ers lost players. And the 49ers are still favored above them. And that's why I'm going to trick you here, and I'm picking the 49ers third. I'm picking I know you already wrote it in the book. Somebody wrote it in the document here, though. But, yeah.
I'm calling Kyle right now.
Don't worry. Somebody's going to tell him, and I'm going to have to hear from somebody in his family or one of our friends is going to say something to me. And they're going to be like, I can't believe you did this, and they're going to try to stir the pot, right? So, yeah. But that's how I feel. And it's not necessarily an indictment on the 49ers. You know I'm a believer in them. But there's a lot of new moving parts right there. We're talking about a receiver position that we don't even know what the hell's going to go on. Yesterday we were hitting on that. A lot of new guys on the defensive side of the ball, right? Young guys. They're changing over their roster right now. Yeah, McCaffrey, I don't know if I totally buy that he can be healthy for a full season at this point of his career. I don't know. Same with George Kittle. Same with Trent Williams. Same with Nick Bosa. That's where I look at it. And, I feel like they made some of these moves in the offseason, realizing, hey, we got to do this, and we might have to take a step back to get 2-3 steps forward here in the future to build a football team to make a run again. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the 49ers in third place. As much as that it scares me, and I know how chippy they are, and Saleh and Gus Bradley are going to help that defense out, and they have one of the more favorable schedules in football. That's the other thing that scares me. But, yeah, my football gut instincts, whatever, I want to say third place, and I'm going to say it right here, right now.
There is a chance you're playing 4D chess and you're just trying to reduce the expectations for your buddy.
Everybody thinks I'm always talking for him, or it's we talked last night, and he said, hey, when you do the NFC West rankings, can you make us third so everybody will forget about us? I mean, come on.
Really? He did that? Really? He did that?
Yeah, and then he wrote, tell Florio not to write some stupid, annoying headline. And I said, okay, I'll tell him.
Yeah, well, that part's it. Yeah. Hey, Kyle, wish in one hand and make a pretzel in the other, and we'll see which one fills up first.
You're funny.
All right, I'm going with the Seahawks in third place. I'm so intrigued by the Sam Darnold dynamic, and I'm not bitter. I'm really not bitter that he took the Vikings to the brink of the 1 seed and then pretzeled down this leg in the biggest game of his life. I really do think the dynamics are so different this year. They like Jalen Milroe. I'm fascinated by Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
I think the Seahawks can be a much better team than we're expecting, but not because of Sam Darnold. They made a hell of a calculation here with the whole, we don't want to pay Geno, so we're just going to swap out Geno for Sam Darnold. I don't think that they're as easily replaceable. It's not like kickers or running backs. It's quarterback. It's a fairly important job, and it's going to take some time to adjust, and it may be that Milroe has an opportunity. We will see. It wouldn't be the first time that a rookie third-rounder came in and took over the team. We saw that 13 years ago, and it worked out pretty well for the Seahawks. All right, so we're up to second place. Are you going to take the Cardinals all the way to number one?
No, I'm not going to go that crazy. I'm not going to go. The Rams will be my number one. And, of course, even with that, I'm a little scared right now with Matthew Stafford. And, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'd like to see him practice. Here we are, another day. I don't hear him practicing anything, rumors that way. So that scares me that he really re-aggravated himself throwing the 60-plus passes he did last weekend. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. For what I just stated a minute ago, I believe in what they've been doing out there. I feel like it's all been for this year to finally show up and go, hey, we're going in the we're a playoff team finally. They were close last year. Kyler Murray, another year removed from the ACL and all that, and I still think Kyler Murray's damn good quarterback and dangerous as hell. They physical. They can run the ball. I think they got a good two-headed monster at running back with Connor and James Conner and Benson. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to take a leap up this year. They got one of the best tight ends in football in Trey McBride already. And you look at their defense, there's some young talent there that's not some household names yet, but I look at as being, Johnny Watch film guy where I go, I like that. And then the addition of Josh Sweat and Calais Campbell and stuff like that. So I feel like a little bit of the stars have aligned. It's a big year. They know it, desperate, and I think they're a better team than people realize. I'm going to ride with Arizona being number 2 in the West.
I was in my own mind for most of the offseason. Rams 1, 49ers 2, Rams 1, 49ers 2. This Stafford thing has me flipping it. And I'm going to choose to believe that, 2024 was like 2020 for the 49ers. Down year, bad luck. Well, the flip side is, and I know that, when you flip a coin, it has no recollection of the last time it turned up, but it just feels like these things have a rhythm to them.
Yeah,
I feel like it's going to be good luck or better luck year for the 49ers, especially with reduced expectations and the easy schedule. We cannot overlook the easy schedule. 8 of their games this year against teams of the NFC South and the AFC South. That is so much different than last year for them. So I think that makes a difference. And also the 49ers in the 4th place schedule. They get the easiest draw in the 3 games where it's tied to where you finished in the division. I think the 49ers first, but the Rams second. I'm very concerned about Matthew Stafford. I'm very concerned about Jimmy Garoppolo having to play for him. And it's not a bit. I really do think at some point they need to think about calling the Falcons and bringing Kirk Cousins to Los Angeles.
Maybe they will. It really depends on what Jimmy Garoppolo looks like in practice and what he looks like maybe if he does get in a preseason game, right? But I hear you. We know McVay, Kirk Cousins, all of that. We know there's a special relationship there, right? But do they want to trade any valuable assets to get them where they're right in the process and in a sweet spot here of really, close, and like we're talking about a Super Bowl team with 2 first-round picks next year and all that? I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense for them. I think they're going to stay status quo.
I mean, it does become delicate and complicated because of the money that Cousins is due to make this year, $27.5 million. He's also got a $10 million full guarantee for next year, which if you cut him, he's probably going to make more than $10 million for 2026 on the open market. So it's not like you get stuck. But I just thought of this, and I can't get the damn thing to come up. Garoppolo is making this year, where is it? He's not making much this year. For a guy that once made $27.5 million, he's under contract for $3 million. I mean, you could swap Garoppolo for Cousins as part of the trade.
Yeah, and then they
could do that.
Atlanta could feel comfortable
still
about
need
it being a backup. Right. Yeah. I hear you there. And then the Rams seem like they love Stetson Bennett. So, between that, he's the backup for a Kirk Cousins early on in the year until Matthew Stafford gets back. Yeah, in theory, you could make that happen. You could. We'll see. I think this next week's going to be big, really crucial. I definitely got my eye on this Rams thing now. They led us to believe that it was going in the right direction and we're going to throw and all that. And the fact that it's gone crickets and we're not hearing anything, and that he's not out there on the field yet, to me, just being around football my whole life is not a good sign. That's not a good sign, and I'd be worried about that if I'm a Rams fan.
As I said the other day, when Sean McVay explains that Matthew Stafford didn't practice on Monday because he doesn't feel great, that means for a normal person, it's like you're walking around with a broken arm. Like, he doesn't feel great. Right. Yeah, I mean, Stafford has fought through a lot of situations where he didn't feel great. So let's just summarize our projected finish for the NFC West. And I do that reminding our friends in the Bay Area that we'll be out there for a full week for the Super Bowl. I got the 49ers finishing first. Chris has them finishing third. Just remember that for late January, early February, when we spend a week in your fine city and collection of cities in and around the Bay Area, where the stadium is a 2-hour drive from the city after which the team is named, which is no problem whatsoever. It's not a complaint. It's just an observation that it's 2 hours away from where the city actually is. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.